is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novelo. Frank, we've arrived at one of the more unusual golf courses in the United States. We're in the state of Washington, Chambers Bay. What's it all about?
Well, apart from the scenery, Rich, which is magnificent, this is a walking golf course, so it's a chance to get out there, strut your stuff, and see if you got a game to match.
It's a links golf course. We think of links golf. We think of the home of golf in Scotland. Here we're in the northwest part of the United States, though.
Yeah, but Scotland's, well, it's transferred a little piece of land all the way across the Atlantic.
So we're ready to get the round going here at Chambers Bay, and we'll begin, Frank, at the first with a par 4.
496 yards, obviously that'll stretch anybody out there. That bunker down the right is very much in play. The fairway does narrow out, too, just short of that. So this really is going to require one of your best tee shots. Semi-blind second shot, a relatively big green.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. I asked him after that Saturday performance, those 5 straight closing birdies with the Europeans down 4 points, as he turned and he was yelling after every putt made. I said, what were you saying? He said, we're not blank and done yet. And you fill in the blank. Go ahead.
The other thing, though, he didn't just win his match. He gave them hope.
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think, you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Brand Snedeker ready for the approach. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Might be. Could be. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. To 1 over par early on in this round. This is a par try for Poulter. Still even par for the day. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Well, let's see what they can do with this shot from the second cut, 160 yards away. Not sure how this one will react coming out. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. This is a good-looking shot.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. 105 yards left. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. In the hole, and that'll bring the score to 1 under. Just a couple of feet. Even par early on. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Brent Snedeker needs this for a par. Still playing even for the day after the par. Has this to save par. In for par. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really, that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Getting bounced around today. You think the winds have been a factor?
There's no question. That's been the biggest problem for the players right now. But still, it's playable. It's not ridiculous. It's not unplayable out there.
So he's in the fairway bunker. Frank, what's the key here on this shot?
Sometimes take a little bit more club, but it still gets down to contact. Any little bit of sand gets between the ball and the club face, you will lose 10, 15, 20 yards.
That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
This shot, 170 yards. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. Headed for the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
He'll need to be strong with this. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
Frank, as we know in golf, it isn't just about the clean strike. He certainly hit that well. Hit it too well. It's about club selection.
Yeah, well, Rich, I was just going to say that's the wrong club. I mean, that didn't sniff even just landing on the green. So there's a couple of other clubs in the bag he could have used. Anything other than that one. Well, Rich, it looked like he just took the normal club that he would have out of the fairway, but you've always got to take at least one less when it looks like a flyer lie.
A little conversation, and you've had these before, Frank, between the player and the caddy right there. Maybe they should have gone down a club. That will be 4 over par on the scorecard for this hole. Time to pick up and move on.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Settles in over the bunker shot. This his 4th. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out.
Picked that way too clean.
No spin, running out and long. You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. This is a bogey try for Patrick Rodgers. That is a cross-country putt right there.
Up and over the ridge. That's a seagoer.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So, 2 over par for the round. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right. And those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards.
Oh, that's fine.
This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Second shot now for Patrick Rodgers.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Now his third, staring right at the green. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Snedeker for par. Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. These putts keep the round together. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, now at the sixth, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you. Oh, I liked that.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second from an excellent lie.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the sixth?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Really some strong winds out there today, and we can already see the effects on some of these shots. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Straightforward pitch shot here, 35 yards. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Getting set now over the putt. No fireworks, but not bad. That's a par. Stays at 3 over. Brent Snedeker needs this for a par. A good effort, a good par putt. Just a couple of feet. Six over for the day. On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why there's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Now the approach shot here at the 7th, Frank, and this one is up the hill.
It is, and the green is sort of split into thirds. There's a little piece back left, there's a piece back right, and that bigger portion in the front. So once again, you've got to choose what shot am I trying to hit, and do I have the right club?
To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank. Given the choice, most players would rather play from the green grass versus the white sand.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and take that much more out of that fairway bunker. Couldn't reach the green. It's a smart play.
Looks like he just misread that. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Could it be? In the words of the legendary basketball announcer Marv Albert, from way downtown, yes. Frank, you think about the great putters of all time. I think the one name that generally jumps up with golf aficionados is Ben Crenshaw, and he learned to play and to putt from his beloved longtime instructor, Harvey Penick, who taught Ben and Tom Kite and some others to play from, as he said it, from the cup backwards. You know, everybody loves power. We all like to drive it a long ways. But Harvey stressed the importance of the little shots, and obviously it paid off with Ben Crenshaw. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
This has no chance of finding the fairway. This is turning left. Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Second shot.
And setting up here in the rough. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. But he's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Frank, the approach shot here at the 8th, and what's a player looking at?
Well, you've got no bunkers really to worry about, but obviously a lot of undulation. You can see there that if you use the contours, that ball's going to kick around a little bit. Relatively narrow, but this is not a problem. You can go in here low or high.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Beginning the long climb back, now to 3 over par. Terrific young talent, Patrick Rodgers, trying to make birdie. Well, thank you at last. A birdie. That was a long time coming, Frank.
Yeah, finally he strung some shots together. Now, if all of a sudden he can do the same on the next hole, he might just get a run going.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. I mean, that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place, but a chance to go in.
Ooh, that hurts. Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down, don't get too crazy, and now just a tap in left. This is a 13-footer. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Frank, the nice thing about golf is we have that little break in between nines. And if it's not going well, and that's the case right here, player has a chance to turn it around.
Yeah, this is where you have to dig into your memory bank. Obviously, what you've done wasn't working, so you know what not to do. Oh, I like that.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10. Here's the approach shot, starting to find the rhythm now after that balky beginning.
Yeah, good opportunity here. Flag very much one you can aim at, and especially as they're starting to play well.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Second shot now for Patrick Rodgers. Good-looking shot right here. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Patrick Rodgers' putt for birdie.
What a turnaround, Rich.
Showing a lot of fight right now. Poor start to the round, but never gave up. That is a huge birdie right there, right back in the mix. So with that putt, 2 over par now. Clean this up with a tap. And that's a bogey. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
It looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, and straight at it. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Early part of this second nine and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Chambers Bay, just the third municipal course to have hosted a U.S. Open and the youngest to host a U.S. Open in almost 30 years.
Yeah, hats off to them too. This is they did it for the right reasons. It's going to be interesting to see it on TV with the best in the world playing it, because the golf course will look different. It'll be a shock to some people because we're so used to seeing everything that's green and perfect. This is perfect, but it's not green.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green into all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Getting set now over the putt. Just misses. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Always get the sense that he could make. He is one of the game's premier putters. Snedeker for birdie. Sinks it.
Unbelievable. It's no snack, though.
Well, not going to make par here. He needs this to only give up one. And he makes it for a bogey here. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet? This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough and into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. He'll need to be strong with this. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Talk to any of the experts. They will tell you this is a guy to keep an eye on. Patrick Rodgers has this now for birdie. On the way. That is a phenomenal roll, Frank.
From downtown.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Bang! Has it. 12 feet still to go. Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it.
Rub the shamrock. Got away with getting in the bunker there. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Poulter now, third shot. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Frank, a bunker in front of the green here, so how does that impact what the player's going to do?
Well, it's not just the bunker, too. It's the ridges left and right that are going to repel a shot. So if you go too far left to that bunker in front of the green or too far right, that ball's going to kick all the way off the green. So really, that bunker's a good line, but you've got to carry it.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. This is a par putt for Patrick Rodgers. Has his par. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Shouldn't be a problem here. Rough day so far, 4 over par on the round.
Even par currently.
Just a shade over par, +1. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Ball sitting down here, the rough. He's digging in. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Headed for the bunker? Well, a bit unfortunate. In the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Frank, what do you want to do with the approach here at the 14th?
Just use that, the mounding that's sort of supplied there in front of you, the right side of the screen, maybe kick it towards it. There is a, sort of runoff area to the left, but then all of a sudden you're in the sand. So keep the ball slightly right of center.
Digs into the bunker, getting set to play the third shot. Now ready for the explosion shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. Patrick Rodgers for par. He needs this for par. One over for the day. Clean this up with a tap. Blemish on the scorecard. A bogey. At last, Frank, a break from those long par fours. We just played 5 par fours in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. One of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in the US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, then go straight at it.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Frank had hit the green, but he just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Ian Poulter going for the green here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Second shot now for Patrick Rodgers. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Struggling a bit with the flat stick, and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Rodgers trying to play mistake-free golf. Needs this for his par. Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Putt for par. He needs one. So, 2 over par for the round. Just a little tap in here. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called Beach.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. This is one of the more challenging shots in the game, the fairway bunker shot, isn't it, Frank?
It is. You look at the distance involved, you know, obviously what's in front of him now. He has to hit this shot absolutely clean.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat. Very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Talk to any of the experts. They will tell you this is a guy to keep an eye on. Patrick Rodgers has this now for birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So a tester from 4 feet. And at last, he has made a birdie.
And what can he do from here, though? Is that the start of something? It looks like it is.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
And getting ready for the putt. Patrick Rodgers' putt for birdie. Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good.
You're running a little hot right now. Cool down just a little bit. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. Frank, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and get any more out of that. Smart shot.
Frank, what are the problems posed with a fairway bunker shot?
He's got to hit it nearly perfect, Rich, because the bunker's going to magnify any mistake he makes. This is where you really have to focus on great contact.
Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. Locked in on the read and the speed. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Not his best, but not bad. 73 for the day. Poulter steady. This is for a par. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. Just a tap in to finish the hole. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. It really has been a tough day, Frank, hasn't it?
Golf, such an up and down game, and a few good holes might just turn this around. You never know. And some of the leaders could slip. You've got to think that way as well. And if that happens, it might just leave that door open.